if you encounter somebody that loses something, and I learned a very valuable lesson, the person doesn't want to harp on it or be reminded. They don't really want to feel like you're feeling sorry for them. It's really just show love. All right, listen, if you are a coach consultant, I know something about you. The average is you make less than $5,000 a month, okay? And you never, ever get to $20,000 a month. I think the exact number is $4,524 a month. That's your average. But most coaches, consultants never get to the $20,000. But the number one reason is because you're having a hard time attracting clients. You need client attraction. Well, the good news is my friend, my coach, my mentor helped me make $35,000 in less than a week. And it was all the information from his paid ad playbook, Mr. Marquell Russell. He has the receipts to vouch, including myself, okay? Listen, he helps you attract clients. You need the paid ad playbook. If you want to get 50 to 100 new leads every single day, you're going to need the paid ad playbook. To this date, his clients have generated over $500 million in sales, $500 million. And he's giving you this paid ad playbook for free, absolutely free, 100% off, just for our Social Proof listeners. Listen, so if you are a coach, a consultant, a service provider, a course creator, and you want to get people to pay you $3,000 to $10,000 for your product or service, for your expertise, you need to go to socialproofgift.com. It's a gift for you. Socialproofgift.com or text proof to 904-447-5274. All right, let's get to the episode. Okay, welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast, where we talk about dope stuff. We got like some amazing people. We got a lot going on here, live studio audience. So this is really exciting.
This is exciting.
So we got to start out with your hoodie.
Yes, you guys, look at this. First of all, amaze. I love this bubblegum pink.
Is that pink or purple? It's lavender, actually.
No, this is like a bubblegum pink.
It's lavender. It's more lavender.
It's lavender.
You're only using bubblegum because I told you it was bubblegum.
You did. Earlier. You said that.
Yeah, but it's more lavender.
It's soft, though. Feel it. This is quality. Shout out to J Dove Productions, Soaring to Greater Heights.
That's good.
I put this on and I immediately felt successful.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you too, I don't know whose hoodie this is, but it was somebody in the morning meetup. Y'all remember? I bought it during the morning meetup. I don't remember who it was. That sucks. Well, they're not necessarily a paid sponsorship, so.
Thank you, J Dub, for the hoodie. I love it. You know what? You know what I love about him so much was his professionalism. He's like, look, y'all got to wear the hoodies. And I'm like, I love it. Send me this color. And he originally sent a color that I love the color, but he wasn't satisfied with that particular run. And he did some modifications to the design and he sent more hoodies. So now I've got like 3 of these amazing hoodies and they're warm and snuggly to wear.
Good. That's what's up. So make sure y'all hit up J Dub Productions for a J Dub Productions hoodie.
We have it. Greater Heights. J Dub is up.
We appreciate you supporting the podcast with your sponsorship. And if you too would like us to promote your brand and wear your brand, hit up Donni.
Hit up Donni.
She handles the business. So how was your week, Wiggins?
Let's start with your week.
Rough. So my mother passed about a week ago, actually. And I don't know how I'm supposed to feel right. I don't know what it is. Remember I talked to you yesterday. I actually told my wife first. I was like, I think I'm depressed. I think this is what depression feels like. I've never experienced it before, but I think this has to be what it feels like. Because all day, it's like, well, I don't know if it's like a haze or like I'm like there's it just feels like cloudy all the time in my life. It's not a whole lot to be like super excited about, even though there's a bunch of stuff to be excited about. So I don't know if I'm depressed, but I might be.
You're different. We had a photo shoot last night. Photo shoot is bomb, by the way.
Shouts out to Rhea.
Photo shoot is bomb. We had a photo shoot last night, and what I did notice is... Nope.
This one isn't?
That one is.
This one is.
When we were on camera and performing, you were Dave. But those moments by yourself, you were Dave with a broken heart.
But here's the thing. It's not like in the downtime I'm thinking about, like, so I'm driving home and I just feel away. It's not that I'm like thinking about my mom or like the good times we had. It's just, I just feel away. And I don't know how to describe it. So the last week or so, I've been trying to find my emotions.
And it could be because, we've talked about this so many times. You are so out of touch with emotion at all that any form of emotion, especially this sad emotion, could be translated into depression. And we're not sure that you're depressed just yet. You're for sure grieving and you're hurt and you're heartbroken, but grief doesn't have to mean depression. And I think right now you're grieving, and this is a very public matter. You can't hide it. It is being dealt with behind the scenes and publicly because of who you are. And on one side, you do have all these amazing things that are happening. You've got things happening around you. And then on the other side, you're dealing with this very personal, very life-changing situation. And so it's like this up and down, back and forth of emotions. But you're dealing with it. You're handling it very, very well. Very well.
Thanks. You know what the worst part is? And it shouldn't be the worst part, but it's the condolences.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming, the condolences. You know what I mean? Not that, I appreciate the love from the friends, but I don't know how to say, all right, stop doing that. You know what I mean? Like, but it's good because, everybody sends texts, encouraging words, and, voice notes and DMs. And I see people that are like, yo, man, condolences, man. And it puts me back in a mood like, oh my gosh, I don't like that. But I can't say I don't like it because I can't say that, but it's coming from a genuine place.
Yeah.
Right? Where people, and then they get into the coaching and how I should feel and, just encourage me. This is what you got to do for the next couple of days. And I'm like, all right.
When things like this happen, people don't know what to do.
Yeah, for sure.
They don't know what to do. Even people who have lost a parent, still, they don't know how to be. They remember that moment for themselves. They don't know how to be there for you. So I get it. I get that the condolences are like a constant reminder. Like every time you log into Instagram, you're looking for a break. It's like another freaking condolence. But you might feel differently in a month or so when you realized nobody offered condolences.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, so I do appreciate it. So my two best friends, Donni and Brandon, I'll tell y'all about them. So Donnie's like, yo, let's go shopping. It wasn't condolences. It was like, yo, let's go shopping. Or she hired Chef Beasley to cook breakfast and dinner for like the whole weekend, like whole week or something. It was just for one, it was an overwhelming amount of food. And Beasley cooking like, like it's a family reunion or something. Like, yo, it's me, my wife, and Corey. It's three of us and then an infant. I don't know. But no, the food was amazing. But Donnie was like, and it wasn't that, I don't even think she told me. She just did it. I'm like, oh, thank you. That felt better than the condolence. Or she's like, yo, what we doing? Let's go shopping. And then we go shopping and she buys me shoes. You got my shoes?
Yes. Can I give them to you now?
Yeah. So she bought my shoes. It was a birthday gift. I tried, and I knew she was trying to do it. She said, well, what size do you wear? And I'm like, why? Because I saw some shoes. I was like, yo, these are nice. She's like, you should try them on. And I'm like, Donnie, I don't want them that much. No, just try them on. I want to see how they look on you. I'm like, Donnie, and I know what you're doing at this point. She's like, yeah, try them on. No, because I want to get something from my boyfriend and see how they look on you. Like, that doesn't even make sense. So she winds up on the low.
He's so dramatic. So Dre is meeting his wife. She's meeting us at the mall. We're literally in the store. He has to go and meet her at the front of the mall where we park. He takes my purse so that I can't purchase the shoes. So it's totally fine. So when they come back in, his daughter has my purse. And I'm like, go up there and give the woman my card and my ID to make this transaction.
Oh, that's how you have it? Because I didn't know how it happened.
Yeah, she had my purse. I'm like, just go up there and slide her the card. And so when the lady gets the card, she's looking like, what's this for? And I'm like, get the shoes. Long story short, I end up getting these shoes and losing both my debit card and my ID. Anyway, happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
It's kind of like, you know what it is, but open it up.
Yes, she did get the shoes. They're fly shoes too. You got to see them on me too, but yeah, they're really, really fly shoes. So
my
that
card
was
isn't
cool.
in there, is it? My ID and
Your
stuff.
ID and your here. I don't know. No, I don't think so. But yes. So these shoes are pretty fly. They're Fendi. I'm out here. Sorry for all the audio listeners. You can't really see them, but
hard.
These are hard. These are dope. And you got to see them on my feet. They look really, really fly on my feet. So
yeah,
thank you so much.
The cool thing is when he tried them on, he had on the same outfit. So it went really, really well in the store. And I was just kind of, feeling it.
It wasn't the same outfit. The same hoodie for sure. I like this hoodie. And I'm supporting whoever's hoodie this is from the morning meetup. But
yeah, so everything went very well together.
So Donnie's like, yo, let's go shopping. And it was, we're just hanging out and having a good time. Then we all go to dinner and we have, a good time talking about how terrible the restaurant was.
Yo.
Food was horrible.
We're never going back at this point.
And this is the second time we had a terrible experience at this place. Del Frisco's. Terrible.
Yo. You felt some kind of way about it.
They're not sponsoring.
Look, get that. They are not sponsoring and they never will. Get your string. I don't know if that's... we had a terrible... The first time was like a server thing. This time the food was everything.
Yeah, and here's the thing. The server was amazing this time.
Server was amazing.
Oh, so real quick. So I just want to complete it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So Brandon, he pulled up. He's like, yo, what you doing? I was like, I'm at the crib. He said, I'm about to come through. I'm like, all right. So he comes through. We're chopping it up. I've been wanting to play pool for a long time, and I have a pool table in my house.
Flex.
And we shot pool and threw darts, and then he went home. But that made me feel better. He didn't use the word condolence one time, but I know what he's doing. You know what I mean? The reason I'm saying this is if you encounter somebody that loses something, and I learned a very valuable lesson, the person doesn't want to harp on it or be reminded. They don't really want to feel like you're feeling sorry for them. It's really just show love. You don't have to announce that this is love, but it's just show love to the person. You know what I mean? So that was my experience. But for everybody did say, condolences, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. From this and maybe because I have a lot of friends and family and, a community, it's maybe overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
But somebody who maybe isn't in that position, they need that, the love to know somebody's thinking about it. So that's just my perspective.
I've heard that before. That the condolences, the constant reminder was the hardest part. So we are here for you.
Thank you.
We love you. And this is going to be a process. And, nobody can tell you how to feel. I certainly can't.
I do feel good, though, going through it, because I know that someone else is going to go through it and I can relate. Mm-hmm. I don't know when it's going to kick in, but I just imagine going through, meeting somebody or, trying to comfort someone who's in the same exact position where they lost a parent or something like that. And I can relate. And it's really, really good to talk to people who can relate. Because I've talked to some people that can relate. Like my man J13, he lost his mom last year. And it wasn't about him consoling me. It was about us both encouraging each other because we've been through the same. And that joint felt really, really good to me.
Good.
So I do, as a leader and a somebody who is very community minded, I can appreciate the fact that I'm going through it, so it lightens the load of somebody else later. I don't know when it's going to kick in, but
that is leadership at its finest, for sure. I appreciate that I am going through it so I can experience it and lighten the load for somebody else.
Yeah. So
that's so selfless, Shands.
Yeah.
You all right sometimes.
Thank you.
You know
I appreciate
what I mean?
it. I appreciate it.
Seriously.
Sometimes.
Every now and then I get into this place where I want to judge you. And you're good people. Today I'm going to judge you on a higher level than typically
Thanks,
I would.
I appreciate it.
I take it back. Guys, this is a duplicate. It's not the exact same hoodie. It's
the same hoodie.
I know. I was trying to.
I actually wore it. I got it last week. I think I wore it 3 times. It's like my 3rd time. Jesus. I like it. It makes
and I
me
need
feel
to
good.
order that too.
Yeah. Can we find out whose hoodie this is? I remember they said it on the morning meetup and Jen bought it, but Jen bought it for me. Like, use my card. Huh?
Well, that's who we need to be asking.
What? Chew your food first, bro. Just before you chime in, just chew. You know what I mean? It's all good. Take your time, brother. I mean, I'll no, look. You know what? I gotta check what you know.
Digging in his teeth and stuff.
Let's find out whose city this is because we can shout it out. Maybe we can find it out before the end of the episode. So anyway, how was your week?
My week is this.
What are you doing?
I'm texting Jen and asking her whose hoodie this is.
I was about to say, stay focused.
Yeah. So my week was, you know what's crazy? We talked about this. So I was in the middle of my workshop, which is supposed to be like a really big deal. But my friend was hurting and I felt guilty about doing something like to make me feel good. The day that we found out, it was like, I'm done. All right, you guys, I hope you got what you needed from this.
I affected your money?
No.
Kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I am an empath. So when people close to me are hurting, I am hurting too. And I'm probably hurting because I don't understand how you're feeling and I don't want to offend you in this time. I don't want to ask the wrong question, say the wrong thing. So this week, it was really just about making sure you and Dre were good. What else? We've hung out a lot this week. We ate, we had a photo shoot, we went shopping. We're going shopping right after this. I cannot wait.
Are we? I'm going on a shopping spree?
No. No. I have to pick up something that is waiting for me. And in the event that you see something that you like, you got your money on you? That's all the gift you're getting, buddy.
I left my, I don't.
Oh, and you know what was so dope? So we're in the mall and I lose my debit card. Well, the people in the store lost my card. And well,
I don't know if we could put it on the people in the store.
Where would it be?
If you left out and didn't get your card, they didn't lose it. You lost it.
I lost it. I left my card. And when I went back, I realized it.
You know what I mean?
I realized it about 30 minutes later. And when I went back, you know, they wouldn't even, after I made a purchase, they wouldn't even let me in the store.
Because they were closed?
Because they were counting money. And they said when they have money out, they can't look. But I'm offended because I'm like, I just spent money in here. And anyway, that's a whole other story. They're counting the money. So I lose the card, but we go to another store and there's this dress that I want. And it was then that I realized I didn't have my money on me. So we're at the register and I'm like, I don't have any money. Shands' wife steps in and says, I got it. She buys this dress. It's like $400. It's almost $500, right? And I'm like, okay, great. As soon as I get somewhere, I'm going to send you this money back. I'm going to Cash App you. Everything is connected to this debit card. I changed my card and all this stuff over, and I'm determined to give her this money back. So we're now at dinner about an hour or so later, and I'm trying to switch my cards over so I can send her the money back. And she's like refusing to accept the Apple Pay, refusing to accept the Cash App. She's refusing to accept the Cash App. She won't accept it. So I sent it via Apple Pay. And she's like, I'm not accepting it. And I'm like, well, you have to because I don't know how to take it back. And it's just kind of like $500 just kind of out here.
Just out of curiosity, do you happen to know what card she used?
The one with her name on it.
Yeah, but was it an American Express card? Do you remember?
I don't know, but I paid back. So whatever money that money went to her bank account, though.
So, hold on. She uses... Let me not judge. Let me just get clear, because I'm like 90-something% sure she used my card. And then she's like, oh, no, we got it. It's all good. Yeah, and then doesn't want to accept the money. And if she does, it doesn't go on the card.
It's not going on the card. So she spends this like near $500. And then we got to eat after, right?
So real quick, when you say that was so sweet, to her or?
You didn't offer to buy the dress. You stood there. Focused on your little sweater that you wanted.
It was a cool sweater.
It was a cool sweater. You guys are going to get to see this sweater and this dress really, really soon. But even after that, like you would think it's enough. I'm like, I got to go home. They're like, no, we got to eat. And we're going to eat. And, Dre didn't think twice. It's like, we got you. And it's just good to have friends like that, even though Kenny came and took care of my portion of the bill, I think. Oh, we played card roulette.
But not really, because he was going to pay for it anyway.
Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
So we've had an interesting week, and let's dedicate this show to your mom.
Yes. How do we do it?
We say it. Oh, that would be dope.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, come on. I want to dedicate this show to my mom.
Oh, so I just say the dedication.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird now. I want to dedicate this show to my mom, Judy Shands, the love of my life.
Shout out to Judy Shands.
Yes. Yeah, I've never had someone love me so unconditionally. Like, even my brother, we get in like little riffs. Me and my mom, we don't do that. Like, and she just, there's like, I could do no wrong. It's crazy. And it was so encouraging to me. Like, she always just pumped me up. No matter, even if I did something wrong, she would let me justify it. So that is love. That is love. Yo, my mom she's a mom that if she came into an apartment, there's blood everywhere. There's a guy laying on the ground. I have a knife in my hand, dripping with blood. There's blood on my hand and my wrist, all over me. I'm breathing heavily. My mom would walk in and say, what did he do to you? You feel me? Like, oh my gosh, did he try to attack you? I had that type of mom. She was just absolutely amazing. So, yeah. So this is dedicated to my mom. Cool.
For sure.
More about my week, and maybe I want to get your opinion.
Okay.
What's that say? Subscribe. Oh yeah. So make sure y'all subscribe. Hit the little subscribe button if you're watching YouTube. If you're listening on the app, make sure you follow 5-star. Y'all subscribed? I'm gonna check your phone after this. You know that, right? Okay. We'll check your phone. So make sure you subscribe to the Social Proof Podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share it with somebody right now. Y'all share it with somebody? Take a picture. Say, make sure y'all, come on, y'all. All right, so yes, so subscribe. I know what you're thinking. How the heck do you make money from a podcast? Is David just doing this podcast because he likes it, or there's a heavily monetized strategy attached to it? Well, it's both. I really love talking and interviewing people and getting free game from really successful people. But also, this is a 7-figure podcast. I'm telling you right now, there's so much money in podcasting, and we're early in the space. I really feel like it's 2009, and I'm telling you to buy Bitcoin. I'm right now telling you to start podcasting because in 5-10 years, it's skyrocketing. Those are the names that are going to be the ones who have the voices in our world, the ones that start a podcast right now, okay? So I put together everything I know about podcasting in an easily digestible program, okay? So go to podcastersblueprint.com, and I got to give y'all some love, okay? Enter code SOCIALPROOF. I'm taking 20% off so you can get your voice heard, all right? So this podcast that you're loving and enjoying, there's other people that's going to love and enjoy yours too, okay? Podcastersblueprint.com. Let's get back to the episode. Get your opinion. So we're talking about this whole Social Proof 7 thing. And I didn't think about it until after. And the first one, it was $100. I didn't make any money from it, but it's a good vibe. And it sold out in like 20 minutes. I made a post, did a live, tickets were gone. It was only 40 tickets.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do another 40 to 45 tickets. And the money from the tickets pay for the production, pay for the food, because I think we had crab cake. Y'all was there. Who was there?
Lamb chops,
crab cakes.
Broccoli.
It was
delicious.
Yeah, it was a bunch of stuff,
yeah.
Right? So I don't make any money from it. The objective is the culture, the community, an exclusive event that you really can't get into unless you're like first on the list, and the production value.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on a team call, and everybody's saying that we should raise it to 200 or 150 or more. And I'm like, nah, you were on the call, Joe, right? Like, nah, I don't want to do that. So they're like, nah, but it needs to be more high level, more exclusive, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, I like the fact that it's so low, so much value, it just sells out in 20 minutes. I like that. I want to be able to say that. And it's just this exclusive thing that you just can't get in. Kind of like Jordans. You can't just go buy Jordans. You got to get a ticket, get drafted, you know what I mean? All kind of stuff. So this conversation lasts maybe, 25 minutes? Back and forth. So what was your perspective, Joe?
I thought it should have went up, but not like super high. I was thinking more so in the middle, just because the fact that it did sell out. But I was also thinking like, it is the holiday season, so it may take away from people and their shopping experiences for whatever they do on the holidays. But I did think it should go up a little bit, just because if it can sell out in 20 minutes, imagine the caliber of people that you would get for a little bit price higher.
Yeah.
Because I think the issue, I'm not saying it's the issue, but your market is very weird. It ain't weird, but it's like you have...
y'all weird. Ain't that crazy? How do you feel about that?
Not everybody, but understand, like, because you have a market.
He's talking about y'all.
For sure.
You have a market.
Say something, just let them.
You got a market from the $10 people, and then you also have a market now to the $25,000 people. So like, it's just where you have this back and forth market, and I think you got to kind of choose which market you really want to serve, because you can't serve everybody like you want to.
For sure.
I think it's time for you to start scaling up as you scale up the people that you're bringing into the things that you offer. I think you got to scale them up too.
But that doesn't make sense to me. If we build a brand around, like, so it's like saying, okay, the morning meetup is $79. It should be at least $200 to make it more exclusive. That just doesn't make sense to me.
I'm not saying it's with the exclusivity. It's more so of the mindset. Since I've been with you for the past 5 years, my mindset has gone from penny pinching to just spend the money. You'll get it back.
Joe got on his manifest hat today.
Right. Tim's.
Fresh Tim's on. Jeans are still blue, so they haven't been washed too many times. Looking real brand new right now.
Right. Bob the Builder, little flannel.
Yes,
He's killing it.
Yeah. He looking like you. Joe, from You. Tell me, it's you. Wherever you are.
Oh, I didn't like that show. Anyway.
Oh, I love that show.
Give me your perspective.
So, I don't think that everything we offer has to be like a money play.
Yes, I agree.
And because we're going in the direction of focusing on community, I think that right now, though $100 is just a little low, and the only reason that I'm saying that is because of just the cost, the overhead, the team, the staff, everybody that has to be here for it. And you're literally getting a plate of crab cakes and lamb chops and more of whatever you want and dessert and all this stuff. That's $100. That's $125 plate. And you can't go into a restaurant and order crab cakes and lamb chops and dessert and refill everything. You just can't do that. So I think the goal should be to cover the expenses for sure. Because while it doesn't have to be a money play, it also doesn't have to be a depletion play either. So
that's why I came up with 100, because it covers the expenses.
Yeah, now.
Why would it change?
Well, did you factor in staff and their time and all that stuff?
Well, I mean, they're already on payroll.
Okay.
So it's costing, I think, probably $30-something a plate, $40 a plate. We got to rent equipment and stuff like that. So the whole thing cost me probably $4,000, which is what we made.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well then
Here's the kicker, though. And I don't say this, but like, I got a whole reasoning behind this. $100, it feels good to me. I work with this market for a while, and it's like an exclusive event. You feel me? But I'm literally arguing with, going back and forth with, to the best of my, for what I can tell, is I might be the best marketer on this call, or the best mover of people on the call. And just to the best of my knowledge,
I wasn't on the call, by the way, just for the record.
Right. So not saying that, like, our team has immense value. But if we start talking about like mental health and stuff like that, I'll probably voice my opinion. And Joe says, this is what we need to do in terms of helping someone with their mental health. Because he went to school for it, I might have an opinion, but I'm not going to go back and forth with Joe on that, because that's what he does. Like, I'm not going to go back and forth, how to organize this place. His mind works that way. I might have some suggestions, but he might say, well, it's not going to work, and this is why. Or this is the system that's going to be best, and this is why. And then I'll just be like, oh, all right, well, cool. Like Christina, she does the decor. She's amazing at it. I always have some sort of some suggestions or input. But after she tells me why she's doing what she's doing, I'm like, oh, all right, cool. But I'm on this call, and I think they kind of got together. It was like, oh, this is what we need to do. And I'm like,
tell Dave, raise the price.
And so I wanted to know how you would approach that or handle it, because after I got off the phone, I'm like, yo, why am I arguing
with a bunch of people who don't?
Like, let me be in my lane.
Let me do this part. This is where I come in.
Really, I don't do a whole lot of stuff good, but this is the thing that I do well. Oh, 100. This right here.
Oh, this.
Well, just one finger.
Okay, because it was a broken wrist. Anyway, so I think that number one, you have to make sure the team understands the mission and the vision behind the Social Proof 7 specifically.
Real quick, did I paint that? Did I say it a lot? Like the vision that I have for like why this number is the number?
I'm gonna be honest.
Checked out after you didn't get your $200 raise?
Yep, there you go. Yeah, I was like, I'm on a detox right now, so I was like in and out of on the call. So I kind of I didn't really, that's why I wouldn't say much on the call, because like, I'm gonna let y'all handle that. But I mean, you always get your point across. That's one thing you do well. You make sure you get your point across.
I don't think I did though.
I mean, I feel like you did, because eventually what happens is once you kind of get to where you're trying to get to, everyone kind of just gets quiet when they're talking to you. And it's like, okay, we're just gonna let him have his way.
Yeah, but the quiet feels like emotional, like, oh, he's not listening to us.
Oh, it's definitely emotional. I feel it all day, every day.
Yes. So
it's very emotion tied, because you gotta think about it. No offense, women, but you have a team full of women. A lot of feminine energy.
No, it's not, Joe.
Yeah. You trying to
count the people on the call. Who's on the call. This will be men, this will be women.
Christina. Lauren. Jen.
Jada was not on the call, but Jada, we can include her. It's cool.
Okay, men. You got myself, you, me, Mark, Donald,
David, Trey.
That's 6. So 6 to 4. But for the most part, those who talk the most are the women, though. It's typically you, Christina, Jen. Everyone else kind of just chimes in here and there, and of course, Mark.
Yeah.
So what I have learned
the point you was making didn't make any sense. But it was, I see where you're going with it. Okay.
So what I have learned is you have to talk to, you have to talk in your company to the people who are qualified to have the conversation, right? And then you have to tell everybody else what's going to happen. So if you want opinions about pricing and strategy and things like that, and you're offering it to the team, then you're going to get some feedback that's invalid. If you're serious about really getting good strategy, good feedback, good pricing, talk to the people on the team who are versed in those areas. And then together you guys are on the same page, and it's not about presenting a opinion, open forum. Now we're telling you guys what's about to happen. And it's still building team is still great, because you've made the decision and you're presenting a united front to the team and saying, hey, heads up, this is where we're going, right? We love your feedback, but this is the direction and this is where we're going. And so you want to be careful, because now you're in your head because you've had this conversation that went on for 30 minutes when you already know what you're going to do and why you're going to do it.
Yeah, I need to be more. Y'all ever experienced that? Like maybe you're working with somebody and you want their input, but their input is coming maybe from a different place or from a different perspective, and it doesn't really have anything to do with the vision.
Right.
Because I try to explain this too. Like, so the next one, it might be, let's just say we raise it to 200. Mm-hmm. So for the people who saw it at 100 and they see, oh, wow, it worked, and now Dave raised the prices. This one's 200. And now when I do it the third time, it's like, is it going to be 300? Because there's not a consistent thing to follow. Mm-hmm. And it seems like it's changing. And I don't know. I know there's somebody thinking like, I got my 100 ready. And then when they go on there, they see it's 200.
Yeah.
It's like, like the consistency of brand, I don't know.
You have the right to raise the price until we find the price that works. So that's not the issue, neither here nor there. But it's what's motivating the price increase is what has to be considered.
That, Joe? Sorry.
I'll just do this. It is what is motivating the price increase. Right now, the goal is not to profit from the event, it's to cover the expenses and introduce people to an exclusive experience. And it is still exclusive by number of tickets. So exclusivity doesn't have to be created through price. It can be expressed through availability. And so this is if you know, when we release this, you better be there to get it ASAP because it's just $100, but the first people have to have it. And, it's cool to have people, whether you make $1 million a year or more or $100,000 or you haven't made it there yet. I have this $100. We don't know whose life changed in that room because it was so reasonably priced and the exclusivity was determined by number of tickets rather than the cost of the ticket.
Yeah. And I think I definitely want to value people's expertise. You know what I mean? Like as y'all start building out your teams and things of that nature, you want opinions. Now after the conversation, I realized that it would be better for everyone to establish the area that they have the last word in. Because I felt myself like really looking for validation, which I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but I was really looking for validation from, and I don't want to say bad, but people who don't do this specifically. Yeah. If we're having a conversation and you've done a bunch of events, so me and Drew, we're talking through an event right now. He's done just as many events and activations as I have. Mm-hmm. So when we're having a conversation and he's thinking through the methodology based on experience, I'm like, he's probably going to offer a perspective that maybe I didn't think of, or, from experience of the same exact thing that we're doing.
What's an activation?
An activation is, you know what an activation is, right? I've seen it. I just don't know how to describe it. So an activation
done as many events and activations as I have. I can't tell you exactly what it is. But
so an activation is like if you have a company like Verizon or something like that, where you set up an event around Verizon's offering or whatever. That's an activation. You never heard it called that? Because you ain't in the space, you feel me? This is what we do. Me and Drew be having different level conversations.
It's another level.
It's a level.
Jose, don't feel bad. I didn't know what an activation was. I wanted to clear it up, though, for me and everybody in the room, because none of us knew and some of us are still kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, we're all still growing, man, because you didn't know what a Fortune 500 company was. You thought it had 500 employees, so...
That is not the truth.
That's not the truth? What episode? We can go to, you want us to pull up the episode? We can insert the episode right here.
Donald, if you do, we have problems.
But anywho, so as you guys are, for one, I think it's important for all entrepreneurs to at least know the direction that you're going in. Because if you don't know the direction that you're going in, any and everyone's opinion will hold weight. And everybody's opinion matters, and it will further confuse you. Mm. I've experienced that over and over again. Mm-hmm. Where I'm not 100%, I'm just doing something. I got the t-shirt brand, and I'm selling a bunch of t-shirts. People are like, yo, you should do socks. Right. Yo, you know what you need? Bedding. And I'm like, well, we sell t-shirts, but beds. Sleep is for suckers. In a bed, sheets, you need that. And I'm like, oh, all right. So I remember spending a week looking through sheet manufacturers. I'm starting to learn the difference between thread counts and quality and silk and cotton and all kind of stuff, like satin and cotton, all that kind of stuff. And I realized, the only reason I spent the last week of my life doing this is because I know there's a direction I want to go, but I don't trust myself. Mm-hmm. I don't trust myself. Am I pigeonholing myself into just t-shirts? And then someone's like, you got to do socks and all this kind of stuff. And once I let go of all of that, once I let go of, bro, I'm not doing pants. No, we do tops, t-shirts, hoodies. You can make $1 million with just that. But what will happen is if people don't know what to expect from your company and everybody's opinion matters, no one in the no one from a buyer perspective can follow the company and know what's coming, or people like to know what to expect, right? What if you turned on Martin one day and it was like more motivational? What if the whole theme was around motivation and education and entrepreneurship? You're like, nah, I want to hear you joking on Pam. I want to hear you call Tommy Milk Dudhead. I want to hear that. You feel me? But because someone said, oh, the space is going into entrepreneurship, you need to do it. That's not how you become classic.
I agree.
So
I agree.
I think for you, you should let me partner in Post to Paid, though. And that's all seriousness.
So I know that it's your birthday, and you think gift. That things should just be happening. But in all seriousness, we have to have a business meeting today.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
I'm with it. Our business meetings never work out, though.
The last one worked out very well.
Not really.
We are working.
The end of it, we talk through it, but the first part is about our relationships and how we feel and what's going on. And
we're not doing that today.
Okay.
It's all about business.
Okay.
I'm going to have an agenda mapped out. I'll do that right before the meeting.
You definitely have agendas mapped out sometime, and it never works.
Dang. Shands, we're going to hold each other to a higher standard.
Let's do it.
It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the direction of the business.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because you know what? We have so many genius ideas and concepts and things, and we got a lot of opened doors right now that we got to kind of walk into and figure out things that are in motion. We got a lot of stuff in motion. And today we are going to solidify 2 of those ideas.
I'm with it.
All right.
I'm with it.
Today.
Another thing I want to talk about is what we talked about on the podcast today. I mean, the morning meetup today is the theme of the month is nothing can stop you. Was y'all on the call this morning? Nothing can stop you.
Were y'all on the call this morning?
Yeah, they were on the call for sure. But nothing can stop you.
Are you sure everybody in here is an active member? I saw a couple people who weren't on the call this morning.
Your membership active?
We said we were going to start checking.
You're going to start checking at the door.
Going to start checking at the door.
But, Joe, you believe that? Yes? Nothing can stop you? All right, look, I know you're enjoying the episode, but I got to tell you, finally, you asked for it, and we created a Patreon, okay? We created an inner circle. We have amazing stories, amazing information, how-tos from the episodes. The only thing we're missing is a community. So it's about that time. We put together our Patreon. We put together a community because we have to have conversation around the information. So even this podcast we're listening to right now, there needs to be conversation. I want to hear what you got. I want to hear what you got. Like, let's throw some stuff back and forth. And because we're like-minded, we're all going in the same direction. When we connect in a community, we can connect on other stuff outside the community because we're building real relationships. Okay, so check out the Patreon. We got 3 tiers. I don't care what tier you join. The support is appreciated. Okay, thank you so much. Now back to the episode. I don't.
Something can stop you.
That was my perspective.
Yeah.
So there's something that can stop you. And we won't know until we kind of go through these 3 parts of what we talked about today. And we only had a short period of time, and I wish I had a chance to talk through all of the stuff that I had to say. But one is identifying what has stopped you in the past. 2 is what's currently stopping you, which is probably the hardest question because that takes some digging and researching. And a lot of times the thing that is stopping us now has been stopping us for a long time. But it's stopping us now because we never asked, what is the thing that's been holding us from the goal all this time? And the third question is, what could be potential barriers to your success? Like for next year, what are some things that you think could stop you? So I want to ask you those questions. One is, what has stopped you in the past?
The obvious, myself. I think that is the number one stopper, period. So the concept of nothing can stop me is just fake. Real quick. Wrong. Something has stopped you, including yourself.
I want to put a label on it because yourself is an easy way out.
Procrastination.
There we go.
Has stopped me. Procrastination. In fact, One of my team members yesterday sent me this email and was like, I am ticked off with you because I've procrastinated on something that they've asked me to do, right? And I procrastinated on this thing and they sent me a message. Shout out to Kyle King.
Shout out to Kyle.
You know how Kyle is super professional and all this stuff, and Kyle likes things done the way that Kyle likes things done. And he is nothing less than a huge asset to me and my team. And I dropped the ball on something that I told him I would do. And he sent me this email and he gave me grace. He gave me like 2 warnings. He did. And he sent me this email and I got the email and I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't even know where I was going with that story.
What was the thing?
It was a task that he asked me to complete.
What was the task?
It was just a task.
What was the task?
It was something to make my group better.
What was the something?
I'm not telling you what the task was.
Okay, well, keep going on your procrastination.
That's not procrastination.
But that's where you were going.
Oh, that's where I was going. So I procrastinated on this. And it ended up being that he asked me to have it done this weekend. And I didn't because I had an emergency that I was kind of dealing with. And I thought that me having an emergency was a valid reason to not have this done, right? I needed to be doing something else. And then I thought about it. I called him this morning and I apologized to him. And I said, if I had not procrastinated in the first place, I wouldn't have gotten to the point where an emergency was even a factor. And so I had to apologize to him and we hashed it out. But yeah, and the suggestion from him was only something that was going to make me better.
Yeah.
It was only something that was going to make me better. And I get it, I hear it, I see it, but I did procrastinate on the execution of it. And so I told him that before my head hits the pillow tonight, it's done.
Good.
Because I felt bad. Not only did I not immediately implement that thing that was going to make me better, but I disappointed him. And he is there for me all the time. So I got to make that up to him.
Give me something else, maybe not related to business, something that's really stopped you in the past.
Something that has really stopped me in the past. Back in the day, I used to be concerned about what other people thought, like about the decisions that I was making. I come from a family of people who wanted to see me do the things that they thought I should do. Go to college, get a particular job, work in a certain industry. And I say all the time, I could be so much further along today if I didn't spend so many years trying to walk the rope, walk the line of me getting a little bit of what I wanted out of life and giving them enough to be satisfied with what I was doing. So that's definitely something that has stopped me. Also, I will say this. I don't succumb to like peer pressure. When my mind is made up about something, there's nothing you can tell me. It's going to happen the way I said it's going to happen. Sometimes my inability to be flexible in certain areas has stopped me, has definitely put strain on certain relationships and things like that because I know what I know and this is what it is. So I think maybe sometimes even my inflexibility once I have my mind made up.
Got you. And I think that's important to start to look back because even moving forward to today, if we don't handle it or deal with it, those things are probably affecting us today. And that is going to be something that can stop you. It's a really cool song. Nothing can stop me.
I'm all the way up.
But it's not all the way true because there are some things. And if we're not careful, we'll think that nothing can stop us when there's something currently stopping us right now.
Yeah.
So
what about you?
I hate to talk about
What's something that stopped you?
One thing that stopped me in the past has been my, what's the word that I'm looking for?
Can you sound it out? I'll help you.
My insecurities. Okay. I'm not as, so I honestly don't think it's stopping me today, but it's definitely something that stopped me in the past me not knowing my value and not knowing my worth. And I'm sure you've seen that growth in me, right? But I'm so trusting of other people that I take what they say as law. And my own ideas, the more I talk to other people, and if it doesn't align with my vision, I start to think, well, they know something that I don't. And that's just me being insecure about who I am. And I think it started, believe it or not, I used to be ugly. So.
I can see it. No, I mean, I can. Some people grow into themselves.
You can see the ugly?
I can see where it started.
Remnants of ugly?
Yeah.
But yes, you know what's so crazy? Did somebody else say they see it too? Oh my gosh.
Y'all,
okay.
but y'all do see it, right? Seriously, you can tell how Dave
used to be a Poindexter.
He's still, girl.
All right, yo. Okay, but anyway.
I mean, money made you look a whole lot nicer. If we're being all serious, completely honest.
Yo, what's up with her, man?
Don't go broke.
Oh, but
don't go broke.
Yeah, I don't know why that's the case. Why that's like that. But anyway, let me tell you, my insecurity was really high school, where I never even thought that I would like approach the popular girl, right? And what happened was, and it might be corny, but you know how you go to college and you can like reinvent yourself because nobody knows you as being corny? Not saying I was corny. I was a little corny. A little bit. But go to college, you're the man where you was from, right? So I go to, what's up with y'all? Yeah, I thought this was a safe space. No? But I go to college, and at this point, I'm selling weed a little bit. So I got enough money to, what's up with y'all? Like,
if that wasn't cornier.
So you was to reach for the game.
I got a little. That wasn't like a successful drug dealer.
Were you the ice cream man?
By far,
Were
no.
you the ice cream man?
I made enough to be able to like
get your hair cut.
Get my hair cut and like eat
ice cream.
Yeah, how are you a highly unsuccessful drug dealer?
What are you smoking your supply?
Like you had no strategy.
I mean, like, because you can get the t-shirts to, the 4 for $20s. Run that. So right? I can rock a fresh tee. But anyway, moral of the story.
He was selling a bag for an outfit.
and lunch.
And lunch.
Yeah. But it comes with another confidence where you don't have to go to the cab. Like, yo, I go to Wendy's right now. I'll buy all y'all lunch. Cafeteria food. But anyway, I realized that women responded differently when I had more confidence. And for some reason, who is that? Why don't y'all just open the door? What's up with y'all? Who? That's who? Who is that? You know the code? You just tried the code? Yeah, like, what's up with him?
Yo, what are you doing here? It's you.
Yo, can I finish my story? And this is dope because Shy, he's like one of the first people I met in college. But anyway, I was telling the story.
Were y'all dope boys together?
Yo, but
Shy got open warrants. Let me show you.
For sure. And Shy's single too.
No, he's not. Oh, you are.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, yo, can I finish my story?
Well, you're single?
Can I finish my story?
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Say it loud and proud, Shy. Okay, she's gonna miss out
with his chest out.
Yo, can I finish the story? So then, anyway, I was telling the story how in high school I wasn't as attractive. You know what I mean? But then I got to college, and then I was doing all right for myself, selling a little bit of weed, just a little bit, and I had and I had and I was a rapper, so me selling my little what's going on in here right now?
The rapper's thing.
What is going on?
He was living.
What is going on?
Why would you put such a shameful episode out on your birthday?
Because
in college.
yo, so
Y'all was rapping too, Shy?
I was rapping, and the fact that I was actually selling a little bit of weed, it makes my raps better because now I'm a hustler. You know what I mean? I'm out here getting this money. Now, in my raps, I was getting a lot more money than I
Can we
was
see the
actual
raps?
in my pop. Huh?
When we gonna see the raps?
Never.
He got to finish the story.
Yo, can I finish the story? I just want to finish the story.
Okay, finish.
So anyway,
finish.
yes. So the fact that I'm selling a little bit of weed, there's like women on campus that's giving me a little play, probably because they want a little bit of weed for free.
Oh my God.
And then I'm rapping, and the fact that my raps was super potent because I know the game. You feel me? I know the drug game. You feel me? So I'm rapping about it. Anyway, and the raps really got me some notoriety, right? I'm at the radio station. Shy. Yes. And he was like, yo, take my car and my procrastination. I just did.
Give us
Jazzy Faye put everybody on. He's a community
But I was
builder.
Nice though.
Give us a little something right now.
Yeah,
Applebee's, Shy?
Nah, he was going to Applebee's.
Yeah, we was outside. It was Ace Hood, I think that was him.
Ace Hood? No, it wasn't Ace Hood.
It was the other dude that looked like him.
He looked like Ace Hood.
Yeah, who's the guy that looked like Ace Hood?
Was it Deuce Hood?
You know what I'm talking about.
Deuce Hood.
I don't know. And like trying to round out.
Were you rapping about bricks though?
Absolutely.
Okay.
What? Never sold crack a day in my life, but I was talking about crack. I was rapping. Everybody did it though. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah. No, not everybody.
I was selling weed a little bit, but the crazy thing is I was selling a little bit, but in my raps I was. Oh, for sure. When the boat come across, like that's my boat. You feel me?
You know, Noriega, the real Noriega.
Okay, El Chapo.
Yo, let my rap sell it.
So you thought you was Frank Lucas?
He said that's his work. That's his work whipping across the water right now. I cannot.
Yo, first off,
this has been the most unproductive episode.
No. There's a point to it though. But even in that era, it wasn't like, yo, it was okay to do that. It was okay to talk about stuff you're not doing. Yo, these rappers, they ain't really kill nobody, but they talking about all the people they killed. You feel me? You got all right, so leave that alone, okay? But anyway, so here's the thing. Moral of the story. I'm selling this little bit of weed. I'm getting a little popular because I'm selling a little bit of weed. I can stay fresh because I got, all you needed was a tall tee and some Air Force Ones. And at this point, you could not even tell the real from the fake Air Force Ones or Timbs. My boy Wills was selling them on campus. It was dope. Check this out. Come on.
Stay with him.
Stay with him. Okay?
Stay with him.
Anyway, I get all this. I have like confidence because I'm popular. And I'm hanging out with, so there was two major DJs in the city, DJ Infamous and DJ Efeezy. And like, we're all just like this best friend group and I'm in the DJ booth. That makes me automatically cool. And I have this confidence. And when I got the confidence, the response from the ladies was much greater. So it wasn't that my face changed or like when I take the money from my little bit of weed, I'm getting Neutrogena and I'm getting like clearer skin. It wasn't that. It was my confidence made me more attractive. Mm-hmm. I forgot the whole point of the story.
Cockiness does make men more attractive.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I was less insecure, which made me realize that it's not about who I am or what I have, but who I become through this process or who I portray myself, who I believe I am.
Yeah.
And it changed my whole appearance.
Who do you believe you are?
I believe I am very influential. I believe that I am the best person to help entrepreneurs go from point A to point B. I may not be the best entrepreneur to help you go from point C to point D, but in this area, that's why I move the way I move. Like with this morning meetup, it's $79, but you guys can come to you can't even pay to get in here. It's not like you can pay $100 to get here. But because I know that there's people in my sphere of influence that like needs this type of stuff and is going to help someone, that's why I do it. So I am a community leader and an okay husband and father so far. You know what I mean?
So far. I love it. That's amazing.
Anyway, okay, yes. Oh, so the next part of the question
With confidence.
Yes. The next part of the question is, what is stopping you now?
Yeah.
Because there are some things that are stopping me right now. Somebody go to the mic real quick. I want to know what's stopping you right now, something that you are dealing with that has prevented you from getting to the next level, and you know you deal with it right now. Anybody brave enough? Let's go. Give her a round of applause for being brave enough.
I'll just say there's a tad bit of anxiety because I quit my job last month. So it's like, oh, girl, you quit your job. You didn't have all this money saved. And so I feel like every day I'm trying to do so much that I'm not really doing anything. And it's like you just in overdrive. I have to do this because now there's no paycheck coming on Friday. Now you have to get out there and make the money.
What do you do? Something in styling or fashion or something?
No, but thank you. I'm a realtor and I'm really watching you guys. Thank you getting into the digital space because I'm a teacher at heart, but I don't want to teach in a traditional sense. But people listen to me when I speak. So I'm using what I know, EEO, because I'm doing that now and winning. Taxes. EEO, if you ever worked for a job.
EEO?
EEO, yeah.
What's
Equal
that?
Employment Opportunity.
Are you serious?
I used to work for the IRS across the street.
How would someone know what EEO means? Did you know what EEO means?
If you had a real job, if people ever work real jobs, you guys... This is why I'm in this space. People...
I'm judging me.
I'm in this space because...
I was a petty weed pusher in a service.
People that work at jobs, they don't know that your employers, they don't get to violate you or discriminate against you and get away with it. So I want to help people learn how to do it themselves because I'm practically doing it myself and winning. So that space, I worked for the IRS for 8 years, taxes and real estate. That's what I'm doing now and just creating digital products. But it feels like it's so much at
Girl,
one time.
it is.
Yeah, it is.
You're the EEO advocate. You do taxes. You got real estate. You are helping people to, fight for themselves. We have to trim that down just a little bit. First of all, what's leading? What's the moneymaker right now?
Of course, real estate.
All right, so let's follow you there. Where can we find you?
Well, because like you, people don't know. Now, I will say, from me pretty much working my case myself, my attorney that
you're in the middle of a case.
And I'm winning. Yeah.
Okay.
So my attorney.
So when you said you were winning, I thought you were like winning in the industry, but you're winning your case.
Yeah, and I have an attorney that.
How much you gonna get?
I hope a lot.
Wait, because we don't want to jeopardize her case. So
I won't tell you the particulars, but my attorney, because I'm so well versed in the space, she hired me to come when people are come with her. And now she pays me to consult on her cases.
Nice.
So I'm doing that. But of course, real estate is where I can make this money now. So I feel like what Donni said, it's a lot, but you're like, oh girl, I don't have a check. I've got to make the money as it comes. And that's the problem for me.
Yeah. What do you want us to follow you to right now? Where are you leading us to? Real estate, EEO advocacy? What are we doing today?
Today, I'm really just focusing on my real estate and just doing digital products around that because it's what I do actively every day.
What's your Instagram?
It's Millionaire Mail.
Millionaire Mail, MAIL?
Yep, Millionaire with 2 N's.
Okay.
Yeah, so my thing with Millionaire Mail, because I haven't started the podcast, but I want to do Teaching to Millions, where I use my real estate platform to help other realtors. People are always asking, how did you pass your exam the first time? How did you do that? So I just kind of teach them what I did to pass my exam.
Okay, so it sounds like you are actively building a brand geared toward real estate. Not necessarily because it's 2 totally different markets, right? And you want to build one audience that you're leading to one place, one journey. And you don't want to I wouldn't hire a realtor to help me find my next luxurious piece of real estate if I see that you're also being paid to advocate for EEO cases, right?
Or
taxes. It doesn't make me feel like I am choosing the best realtor who's sold out for this particular. When I pick a realtor, I want someone who's all in. Like you can tell me whatever I need to know about this. When I pick someone to do my taxes, I'm not picking somebody who does taxes and dabbles in real estate, right? So
and let me just to your point, I was just talking to Terica and we were, we put a contract on this land. But Terica doesn't feel that the realtor really understands the land space, even though the realtor is successful. She was like, yo, we need to find somebody who does commercial land. Like, not even just real estate.
I agree.
Like, commercial land. So, like, we're on a hunt for someone that does specifically...
I'm sorry, who's on this hunt? Because I thought we were...
We're on a hunt together. But no.
He cut me out the deal.
No, Terica's putting me in the deal. But anyway, the point is, so we have like real estate and credit and taxes and things which are different industries, all under financial literacy. But there are some, even photographers. Yeah. I don't care if you take good pictures, but there are wedding photographers. There are like baby photographers. I know this one that we did with Sarai. We go in there, it's all baby stuff, all baby pictures, right? They got different bassinets and different bows and all that kind of stuff. That's who does my baby photography, not the person that did our shoot yesterday. So the deeper we drill down, and I don't know where the hardest part is losing money or thinking you're going to lose money because there's some money over here and I want to get that money. But the best way to really build high level income, like for me, I'd rather have less streams of income.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did though. One thing that I admire about how Dave and I build and how we teach is that we don't teach.
What is it?
It's just a ladybug.
Flick
I'm not going to flick the ladybug.
Flick the bug.
No. Is it bothering you?
It was bothering you
just
now.
Ladybug. The wings were wide. I didn't know what it was. It's good luck. Come grace me, baby. Yeah. One of the things that we do very well is staying in our lane of teaching what we know. So we'll learn something, we'll apply it, we'll teach it. Earlier this year, we decided that this year would be our 7-figure year. Didn't really know how, but we knew that we were too busy to focus on it. So we both streamlined our offers. You cut off a complete brand. I cut off certain things that I was offering in my brand. And suddenly the time became available for us to actually make that happen, right? It was so clear, so crystal clear. But prior to that, up until maybe 2018, the end of 2018, I'm a business coach. I am a women's empowerment speaker. I'm in network marketing. I have all these things going on, and I'm making what's considered good money from all of them, but I'm nowhere close to the 7 figures, right? Nowhere close to it. And I felt somebody said, you got to leave network marketing alone. And I'm like, no, it's responsible for my start. Like, this is where I got my start. This is what put me on the map, just like t-shirts put you on the map. This is what put me on the map. I'm always going to have a connection. I'll never let it go. Until one day I said, okay, I've got enough people who are now around me who are moving the way that I want to move. I'm just going to jump off the porch and I'm done. And I called my sponsor and I said, I'm done. Like, I'm not holding a position done, like, because there's a different way of being done in network marketing. Like, I'm not building. You could be not building, but I still got my position. I'm done. I'm taking my card off file. I am walking away from everything. And then my personal brand started to explode. And then just this year, when I refined my personal brand just a little bit and let some things go that were really important to me, then my finances started to explode, like different level. So we all have these things and I got ideas for days that have nothing to do with what I am doing right now. And one day those ideas will become a reality. But the important thing is for me to establish myself here first so that I can then leverage the success that I've built here to make it easier for me to do something else. It's like entertainers who start off in the music space and they're rappers and they're seen this way, like 50 Cent, he's a rapper. Then he's a rapper that turns into a producer. Now he is a television producer, right? But if he were trying to rap, do TV, produce records all at the same time, it's not easy to do. It's like artists who become label owners. Smart musicians would never sign with an active artist to manage them because you're rapping, you're touring, you're creating new music, you're handling your deliverables. And when do you have time to manage me and help me do those things? So you got to pick something and maybe table everything else. Don't drop them. Pick something, become wildly successful at it, and then leverage that to do the next thing.
Thank you, girl. I feel better already. But because it's just like this my assistant, and she's come and she's helped me, and we're trying to get in this space, right? So I feel I kept thinking about what you guys are saying, but I'm just like, how can you do that, girl? You need to make money. You need to be, but it's a headache. You get anxiety because because you're doing so much, you're not being great at one thing.
I don't even know what to say it is necessarily. I'm sure there is some type of philosophical phrase for it, right? Some strategy that somebody has coined. But just blatantly saying, when you pull back and get really clear and you focus on one thing, you give one thing, like I challenge you to give one thing 1 year, all of your attention. Everything changes. It just does. I don't know what it's called. I don't know the name of what's the theory. What is it, right? But when you focus on one thing and you stop grabbing at straws, oh, I make a couple of dollars over here. I make 5 over here. I'm doing 20 over here and 30 over there. I promise if you do one thing, you can do $50,000 a month or more at that one thing.
Yeah. And really, if you really think about it, especially if you don't have a team of people, doing multiple things don't even make sense because in each thing, there's a million things. So, for instance, a t-shirt brand, right? So we can say, well, I'm going to, sell t-shirts, but you got to think about the design, the printing process, the shipping process, pricing, how we're going to market and promote that brand, how we're going to distribute the brand. Do we get like affiliates? How do we get it in stores? How do we manage the website? How do we update the website? And then what is the marketing strategy to sell more? And then with all the sales, accounting, managing, how do we know which shirt sells best? This is just all the things you got to think about in one t-shirt brand. So let's say we have a t-shirt brand and we have a coaching company. Well, we got to figure out how to service our clients. How do we know what we're going to teach? The flow of customer. We still got to have time to promote that. In each one thing, there's mad different things that you got to do. So when I saw that, that's when I said, I just have to clear the table because the energy that I'm putting in here, I'm going to put it into this and it should yield the same results. You feel me? So I want the mindset to be not how do I make 6 figures, but how does this thing pay me 6 figures? Yeah. How does this thing get me the result? And that's really what we did. How does this thing, not how do we make $1 million? How do we have a 7-figure year? What do I have to do to make this a 7-figure business? And it changes the entire conversation. It changes the whole different thought process. So me and Donni, we were talking about what we're doing right now. We're putting together a book. Mm-hmm. And we were talking, you putting out the magazine, yes? She's putting out the magazine. And actually, I'm be on the cover. I can get that a round of applause.
Hey.
So
I tried to get Donni on. She was like, nah, she can't come.
Done. Whatever.
No, you couldn't come.
Oh, I wasn't allowed?
No, you weren't allowed.
Because he gave me a different story.
Mm-mm. So anyway, we're like, okay, we take this podcast, right? And we should do a magazine. I think, I don't know if I told you about it, but last year I was thinking, did I tell you, was I talking to you about it, Joe? A while ago, a magazine. So when she said it, I'm like, that's the magazine? Oh, let me get it. Is that yours?
This is my manager.
Oh, yeah. Oh, when she said she could put it together, that's what I was telling you about. I'm not going to tell you her number because she's going to raise the price later. But yes, so there's a magazine. So I'm thinking, in my head, I'm like, we need to have a magazine. But it's not a different thing. It's like, we're going to take the stories from the people that we interview, break those down, picture the people, because we're going deeper into the podcast, not a whole nother idea. We started talking about apparel, not necessarily building another apparel brand, but the stuff that, this social proof brand. How do we build the apparel? And then each segment of the one thing podcast, t-shirt brand, still all the stuff that we got to figure out in the one thing. Mm-hmm. So doing multiple things, it doesn't even make sense and you don't have the fortitude. I've never seen it work. But from a from a high-level entrepreneur standpoint, you're like, well, what about Diddy? Well, Diddy owns Ciroc, right? But Ciroc has its own CEO and its own CFO and their own marketing team. When they come to work, they're thinking about building Ciroc. When that CEO wakes up every morning, that CEO has one job. They're thinking about one thing. But then you got Bad Boy, or let's say the record label. He's about to buy Sean John. I know Diddy's not going to be the CEO of Sean John. He's going to put a CEO in place, so when that CEO wakes up every morning, they're thinking, what question? How do I build Sean John? And then they have a team of people where they have a job where they just do their one thing. So we see Diddy like, oh, he does all these things, but he doesn't do all these things. He oversees all these things. But there's got to be somebody at the top where it's their sole purpose. So right now, for your real estate company, you're a terrible CEO.
Right.
Because we're doing all kind of other stuff. I got to leave this company and go do something else. And your staff is looking like, yo, where'd the CEO go?
She's doing taxes.
She's doing taxes. All of it's going to be closed for the next 3 days. We'll be back later, guys.
It will not be ideal to buy a house from her in April, May, March.
Facts.
None of that, right? So we got to, just fine tune. You're on the right track. And some people just have an it factor, and you do.
Oh, for sure.
You definitely have an it factor.
Are you dating?
I'm not. I'm single. I live in Atlanta.
What's your Instagram again? One more time.
It's Millionaire Male with
Shy
2
King
N's.
Energy.
I live in Atlanta, so that explains the singleness.
She lives in Atlanta.
First of all, what y'all women gonna stop doing is come for us men in Atlanta.
You're not. It's just
what?
You want to go out? Meet me at the strip club. Let's get some wings. It's like, they do. First of all, I'm from Memphis, so I have no problems with strip club. I have no problems with.
And you got the cute little cut, because I know a good barber that's single.
I do it myself, but
do you really?
I do.
Oh wow!
I can do hair. I can do hair, everything. So yeah, it's the Memphis in me.
You probably have something in common with my man too. That's what's up. Yo, did you see Shy's beard? He said,
Shy looking at me.
Oh, because you know that. All right, anyway. All right, so are we done here?
But
the last part.
Thank you.
You're very well. Give her a round of applause. Oh, good. The last thing is, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Make sure, are y'all subscribed to the podcast on your app? I'm going to check in a second. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Please go subscribe. 5-star us, please, and leave a comment if you think we're a 5-star podcast. Lastly, as we conclude, because are you taking me to a really expensive lunch?
I am taking you somewhere that is on your level of
Red Lobster.
What you like to eat.
I like Red Lobster.
He likes Red Lobster.
Ain't nothing wrong with Red Lobster. I don't want to go today.
Well, we're going somewhere where it's... Listen, we were trying to get something to eat the other night. I'm naming all these high-end places. First of all, Shands couldn't even get in because this is what you wear.
No, you had sweatpants. We went to Little Alley Steakhouse. And no, you couldn't. She went to the front.
They denied it because of you.
I didn't even go to the front.
Shands does not have an exquisite palate. Let's just say that. All right?
First off.
So I'm going to take you somewhere where chicken fingers are on the menu. Who goes to a steakhouse wearing
sweatpants? First off.
People who want steak for dinner.
When's the last time you ate Church's chicken? Be honest. That's your level. That's the type.
That's my level.
Because you can throw some sweatpants to go to churches. But
this is a fact.
You need some, okay.
I really wish I would have thought this through and could have introduced you to something fine, but I didn't want to ruin the experience. And I just wanted to take my friend out. And so I'm taking you to your favorite place.
What?
Cheesecake Factory.
I don't want to go there. I want to go to Chops.
Let me tell you how inexperienced he is. Chops isn't open right now.
Is it?
Okay, it's a dinner restaurant.
Oh.
Cheesecake Factory.
There are some restaurants. There are some restaurants, Shands, that
I want fine dining.
You want Pizza Hut?
No.
I mean, what's fine dining for you? Chick-fil-A, the other side of the menu. Get off the top of it.
No,
not Chick-fil-A, Cheesecake Factory. When you go to the back of the menu. I mean, stay in your lane. I want you to enjoy this. That's
someone
what you like.
That offers wine.
You're not going to drink it.
So? Anyway.
Cheesecake Factory offers wine.
Yo, can I finish the last part of my...
It might be, is Boone's Farmer wine?
It sure is.
It might be a
I
little
do like the
boom.
Cheesecake Factory though. Grand Lux is a step up from that. Yeah. Oh, did I tell you the one time we went and the lady was like, I was like, I think I came in and was like, yo, y'all short staff? She's like, I give you a job. I said, well, I did work at Cheesecake Factory for 6 years. She said, oh, word? Oh, I can get you in, no problem. And I was like, well, I said, nah, I think I'm good. She said, nah, I'm telling you, it's a good opportunity. And then looked at me like I just wasted an opportunity. She said, I can get you in, like, yeah.
He's like, I think I'm good for now.
Yeah. but so the last part.
For the third
one
time.
One is what has stopped you in the past? Number 2 is what is currently stopping you? And there's a bunch of things that are currently stopping me right now. But the third part is looking out in the future, like next year. What are some threats to your success? What do you think at the turn of the year, let's say, or in the near future, what are some things that could potentially stand in your way? So it might influence a car buying decision. I want to buy this car. It's nice right now, but it's not gonna have the new car smell, and I'll be stuck with this car note. Well, that could be a potential threat to my success because I'm over leveraged. Like I see it. Like I see some of the debt piling up. That could be a potential issue that keeps me from becoming successful. So we got to think through that and
what you want?
And try to get ahead of it, huh?
You want a wraith?
A wraith?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's called a wraith, actually.
It's WRAITH.
So why they say it wraith and raps?
I don't know.
All right. So anyway, those are the three.
What's the car though that you want?
I don't really want a car.
Oh, were you just giving an example?
Yeah, just an example.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, because you got to think ahead, right? So it might be, for instance, one of my issues, let's say right now isn't, okay, for you. One of your issues right now is you shop when you're bored. When you're bored, you have nothing to do, you automatically think, let me go shopping. That could be a potential threat to your success later.
First of all, that's not true.
You're very irresponsible.
And I don't appreciate the slander. Your watch is $60,000.
Yo, what are you talking about?
I went with you to pick the watch up.
No, you didn't.
This is your second Rolex. This is your second Rolex that you just bought less than a month ago. And we just went back to the Rolex store yesterday to see if they had the other watch.
What are you talking about? Now you're making stuff up. You're lying.
On everything, that's what happened.
You're a liar.
You got money.
I got the video,
Anyway,
Shands.
What's up?
I got the video.
So that concludes our. Do you have our hoodies? Of course she doesn't.
She is here to size me for my gown.
But did she not say that she's bringing the hoodies next time?
You did.
No.
She did say that.
Did you talk to Joe? When's
she came with attitude today, baby. Don't play with her. No, what I said was.
Okay, got you.
So what's the delay, Joe? It's been like 2 weeks.
Hold on, real quick. Are you single?
No.
You got a boo? Huh?
What?
You want to get married? Oh, congratulations! How old are you? 23. Congratulations.
You're about to get married?
Congratulations.
That is so sweet.
Why is she's smiling hard too? He must be somebody.
Have you guys been dating since high school?
We've been best friends.
Best friends since high school. Oh, here, come to the mic real quick so you can see. He can see you shot him out. Y'all been best friends since high school. Look at you. Calm down. Put your hands down. You nervous?
So we've been best friends since we were 14. We dated for 2 years, but like even before we knew each other, like our families have been around each other like forever without us even knowing. Like his mom used to babysit my mom and her cousins. Like I was on the cheerleading team with with his cousin when I was 5, I think. So it's like we always been around each other. We just never knew each other.
This is sounding real arranged marriage. I love it. I do. I love it.
Yeah. We're planning on getting married in March, but we don't know because we're like last minute with planning stuff.
Oh.
So it's like we really want to get married in California, but I feel like you got to plan in advance. And I'm making multiple
I just went to the courthouse. I went to the courthouse.
Yeah, and see, that's what we were thinking about doing too. And just do an actual like wedding later. But regardless, I'm making multiple dresses. Probably halfway down the aisle, I have an outfit change. When I get to the when I get to the altar, I do another outfit
change in a wedding.
I really am going to be that extra. I don't know if y'all ever seen like on the red carpet, people will like actually have multiple outfits like while standing on the red carpet. So yeah, I'm pulling out all the stops.
That is lit. I'm really proud of you. Question for you, real quick. Well, 3 questions for you. You think you're gonna be an amazing wife?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Now look, actually I'll say what's really been cool about like our relationship is he pushes me to like grow like where like I have like I guess when it comes to like my character flaws. I used to be really selfish. And I used to be a terrible communicator. Even like when it comes to just like speaking up for myself, like he forced me to like communicate with him. Like if I would like want to not say things for days or even weeks, and he would just be like, no, we're about to sit here and like talk. So I feel like because of like the ways he's helped me like grow as a person, like I feel like I'll be able to be a good wife to him. Like even just as far as like supporting him, like I want to say for our first year together for his birthday, he's into music. He's an engineer. I made him a studio. Like I bought him, he wants to be a producer. He's an engineer now, but I bought him the producing equipment. I had all his friends and family pitching to like get like the other stuff that I needed.
Oh wow.
And then I like surprised him with like a studio. And so
are you like real submissive kind of?
It's hard for me to do that because I always have felt like I needed to be in control. Or even just like how I grew up. Like my dad, he had money, but he didn't really like fund my business or like really just like put money into what I do. So it's always been like I gotta take care of myself. Even when I moved to Atlanta, it was like I have to find a way to take care of myself. So I'm just so used to like being the one that's in control. So it's like kind of hard.
Gotcha. You seem like you're tapped into your feminine energy.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Give Donni a coaching session because she needs she needs help. I got 3 questions for you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
1, what do you think in your like past behaviors will be something that will get in your way of you being a great wife? What is something right now that is standing in your way? Like some things that you're dealing with right now that could potentially hinder you from being a good wife? And what are some future issues that you think could prevent you later from being a good wife? So 1, in your past, what would have stopped? What is something from your past that would have stopped you from being a good wife?
I think as far as like from my past, it was like the communicating. I realized how important that is. And I think the last podcast when y'all were talking, or not the last podcast, but I think 2 weeks ago when I was here, you were talking about telling your wife about like a party and stuff. And I was saying how like me and him were at the point to where we tell each other everything. But that was never the type of person I was, or even like being affectionate. It's like, I remember the first time he tried to hold my hand, I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. It was so like awkward for me. And so I think those used to be like the things, like he's super affectionate. I wasn't, and like the communicating, I wasn't good at that. But those were the things that like really caused, not problems, but.
So right now, because I want to wrap it up, but right now, what are some things that you need to work through in preparation for being a good wife?
I guess it's not personal, but one of the things we recently talked about, like just a few days ago, I always imagined like the person that I was with, and I hope you don't get mad at me for saying this, but I always wanted something that was,
Does he watch the podcast?
He don't, unless I tell him about it, but he doesn't watch it. But I've always imagined myself being with somebody that's like super goal oriented, just because I've always been like super driven, super goal oriented. Like my mom started teaching me about business in middle school. So that's always like, been where my mindset is. But he like isn't that way. Like his parents did a lot for him. He never really had to like just go after anything. So
you need to bring him like to these recordings.
Yeah. and I tell them about them, but I had to also realize, like, with a lot of people in my life, I'm always trying to like get the best out of people. Like, I want to push people to be their best selves. But I had to realize, like, people have to want it for themselves. Because even like when I was younger, my mom used to try and tell me certain things and I'd be like, oh, okay, that's cool. And now, like 2 years later, it's like, oh, mama, did you know about this? And it's just like she was already trying to tell me about that. But at that point, that's not where I was mentally. So I kind of like I view things the same way as him. Like, if he's not there yet, then I'm not going to force it. Like, people, regardless, we always have to want change for ourselves. We can't like force anybody to change. So it's like, that's really like the one thing that I always thought would be like,
and I think that could probably be wrapped up in like a future issue too. And maybe you and Donni can really coach each other now. But she definitely needs help with her feminine energy. And she could probably help you.
I'm still trying to get the feminine energy together too.
So. Yeah, it's all good. I mean,
listen, let me tell you this. When I was your age, I leaned on my feminine energy heavily. Mm-hmm. I was in the music industry and I was always kind of told, be very, very...
because you said when you were young, you used to fight all the time. So that's not feminine energy. That's not feminine energy.
Never. I was very tapped into my feminine energy. And at that time and at that age, people tell you, hey, be careful with your feminine energy. It can be misconstrued. It can be displaced energy. People misunderstand. You've got to be a certain way around men, blah, 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 blah. So then I started to learn how to tap into my masculine energy. And now I have a lot of masculine energy and people are like, hey, be careful because your masculine energy can prevent certain things and it has to, you got to be careful with being too masculine around men and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. Okay, just be who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Try to justify your masculine energy.
First of all, I am extremely feminine.
Yeah, sometimes.
You guys.
So,
no. Am I feminine?
This episode is sponsored by...
No, I will take your hat off on this show.
I have a haircut today.
I feel like
you guys, am I feminine?
I get what you're saying, though. I feel like
nobody answered.
You're so good
you asked the question like 2 or 3 times, too, and nobody's like...
You are feminine-masculine. We're going to combine them together.
Masculinity.
I feel like
masculinity.
I'm listening.
Because you're so good at what you do, I feel like sometimes like people expect like you to not be weaker, but like not come off so hard. But it's like you're good at what you do, so I feel like that's really just all it is. Not oh, I'm super masculine.
Masculine energy. All right, cool. Look, this episode is sponsored by.
I am only this way in business. It's certain. I'm
only in business.
Only in business, David Shands. I am not this way.
I've been around. Yes, we can call.
Call who?
We can call your significant situation. Significant situation. That's what she calls it.
My situation that's significant.
Yes. I don't think.
We're done.
I don't think he would. Never mind.
He would tell. He would tell you. See, that was feminine.
What?
Ooh. Damsel in distress over here. That was feminine. Yes. I know how to put this stuff together.
We're not saying you're not a female. It's just your energy. Can we do this? We got to wrap up. It's been 90 minutes. Anyway, this episode is sponsored by The Morning Meetup. As you fix your hoodie. This episode is sponsored by The Morning Meetup, themorningmeetup.com, the only organization that gathers every single day for the betterment of entrepreneurs, man. Where would you go to find 500 plus? What are you doing? Where would you go to find 500-600 people on a call anywhere, much less all going in the same direction, trying to be entrepreneurs and looking to be successful? It is The Morning Meetup, themorningmeetup.com. Try it out for $1 just to see. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe there's only like me. Maybe there's recordings where it's like a recorded call and I'm not live. Maybe, I don't know. Check it out. You can try it out for $1. Yo, stop doing that. themorningmeetup.com. You can try it out for $1. If you like it, stay. If not, you can leave. It's all good. And sponsored by something else. Yo, all right, I'm done, yo. You need help. You need help.
This episode is also brought to you by Post to Paid. the dopest community and the only platform still to this date, even though I see, a couple of people trying to slide in on it. The only community, the first community where you can solve the overwhelm. You can solve the overwhelm that's associated with...
The way you sit doesn't make you feminine, give you feminine energy.
You guys, I've put together this really amazing community. It's called Post to Paid. And it was on my heart. You know what I mean?
You look so stupid. Give the zoom in, Joe. Please. You look crazy.
I wanted
Why are you
to...
holding the mic like that? Get off the mic like that. Kids watch this. What's up with you?
I'm being feminine. So
that was not being feminine.
So now femininity is inappropriate. You guys, seriously, it was on my heart because I'm such a nurturing woman. I wanted my entrepreneurs to feel served. And it is my job to serve you, each and every single one of you. So I created Post to Paid. I want to make it easier for you. If you struggle to post content on social media that will connect and convert your audience, I provide 3 text messages a day directly to your phone. I've made it so simple. I've thought ahead for you so you don't have to do too much work. You come in, you relax, you look at your phone, kick your feet up, and you make your post.
She can't even hide it. Do y'all see it? Y'all see it like pop out and
all
then
you have to do,
go back and then pop out?
It's like Tyler
you
Perry.
Get 3 texts a day and then we just do it every day.
It's like when Tyler Perry trying to be Medea.
You guys, listen, all you have to do is text me at 404-737-2767. My wig almost flew off. Seriously, 404-737-2767. You guys, text the words Post to Paid. I'm so happy to serve you. And then also 6-Figure Accelerator. For those of you, men and women, who want to be powerful coaches, I develop you from scratch. All right? So all you have to do is go to 6figureedu.com. The letters 6, S-I-X, figureedu.com. All right. Thank you guys so much.
How was that? Is that feminine energy?
That was feminine energy.
That was forced feminine energy.
Was that feminine shy? That was painful to watch.
Painful.
Y'all better come get this work.
There it is. Look, y'all, man, if you guys want to sponsor an episode, please reach out to Donni because
in my DMs.
Yeah, she got a whole bunch of masculine energy when it comes to sales.
Anything. My team is like filtering stuff. It's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Don't email me anything. Just I got to create a different email for myself.
Yes.
So DM me only, please.
Also, let us know if y'all want us to make a magazine. You know what I mean? Oh, so go to the mic real quick. Tell them about your magazine that's coming out. Let's celebrate this. Which I'll be on the cover. I'm excited about that.
Yes, so I'm Cole, the Millennial Money Maven, and I will be launching the Maven magazine January 17th on Martin Luther King Day, where we will be hosting the #1 celebration of Black wealth with the Black Wealth Awards, where King Shands is gracefully going to be on our cover. He's also an honoree of one of our Black Wealth Awards because he believes about community, right? His whole platform is about community. He gets up and pours into us entrepreneurs every day. I love what you're doing. We see you, King, so we want to honor you and celebrate you for the work that you're doing. Even when you have tough times, right? You get up. So the work that you're doing, persevering through life, is inspiring. So we want to honor you for that. And we'll be doing that January 1st, and y'all can tap into that at blackwealthawards.com, and you can follow me at Money Maven Club on Instagram.
Thank you so much, Queen.
Queen? When did you start speaking like this, Shands?
He just got woke like 5 seconds ago.
Man. Stay woke.
All right, King.
All right. So Grand Rising, y'all. Thank y'all for coming.
Are you going to tell them what you named me in Miami?
No, it was like a spur of the moment thing. All right, so thank y'all so much for coming. We appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on our podcast. We are on the road to #1 in entrepreneurship space and a business space, man. It's hard.
Shout out to J-Dove Productions one more time, making sure that we are all soaring to greater heights. We love it. You'll find his information on his Instagram in the comments or in the caption. So check out.
There it is. Cool. And lastly, just text me, 404-737-4935. All right, we are out of here, y'all. Y'all have
I already said my text number.
Did you really?
Yes, when I talked about post to pay.
I don't think you said
404-737-2767. And did you guys know that you could just text me? You don't have to buy anything from me. You can just text me for business tips.
You can text me too. You don't have to buy anything. You just text me.
Text you too.
Yo, we out of here, man. Make sure y'all share this with somebody. Peace. What if I told you for $1, I will introduce you to hundreds of entrepreneurs every single morning this week? From all across the country, you'll be able to talk to hundreds of entrepreneurs, and I'll coach you. I'll coach you for $1 this whole week, and I'll introduce you to some of my successful friends for $1 this week. Would you take part in that? Well, go to themorningmeetup.com because that's exactly what we're doing here, okay? The only organization that gathers entrepreneurs every single day for the betterment of entrepreneurship, okay? Every single day, Monday through Friday, we gather, we're growing, we're learning. We got a book club. Have you ever seen hundreds of entrepreneurs reading the same book? Every single chapter, every single day, we're growing together, okay? You need the environment to grow in. Themorningmeetup.com, $1. I'm gonna give you all this for $1. If you wanna stay, great. It's $79 a month after that. If not, no obligation. You can leave whenever you want. All right? Themorningmeetup.com. I'll see you in the morning.